It's me, Z Infante. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm the director of youth outreach for the Future Perfect Project. I'm going to put a little thing into our chat. Just adding our guest into the chat. Hello, Celeste. And Frankie is arrived.
Hello, Celeste.
Hello, Celeste. Frankie, you beautiful human being. How are you? I'm so happy to see you.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you as well. How is everything going? Hi,
Things are,
everybody.
yeah, hi everyone who's watching. Thanks for joining us. We love you. We love you so much. We're so grateful that you could join us here at the Future Perfect Project. So I want to give you a little bit of information about who we are and what we do, and then we'll dive right into a conversation about you and who you are and what you are doing as an artist in this crazy world that we're living in. The Future Perfect Project started about 4 years ago when our co-founders Celeste Lacine and Ryan Amador were traveling across the country bringing programs to LGBTQ plus centers, high schools, middle schools, and they found a desperate need for queer youth to express themselves creatively. And hence, the Future Perfect Project was born. And we believe that the self-expression of LGBTQ plus youth and allies is a declaration of a better future for us all. We do this by providing free arts programming to queer youth and allies, as well as multiple media projects that we use to amplify their voices. And so we're going to start with our introductions, which we do all of our workshops with. And so I'm going to say my name, my pronouns in a sentence to describe how I'm feeling and where I am, and then you'll go. And then we'll jump right in.
Okay.
So my name is Z Infante. They are feeling grateful in Roselle Park, New Jersey. You're up.
My name is Frankie Grande. He is feeling booked, blessed, and extremely grateful in Los Angeles, California.
Yes. Thank you so much. So much gratitude for your time. You're just an amazing human being. You've inspired me. You've given me joy and excitement in this world and provided me with hope. And I know you do that for so many people. And I'm so grateful that you were willing to have a conversation about your experience, strength, and hope in the world. So I'm wondering, what were you like? Where do you identify on the queer spectrum?
Where?
Lost your.
I'm back.
You're back! Yay!
Yay! That was my Instagram time limit that was telling me that I'm on the phone for too long today because I went ahead and I watched that documentary called The Social Dilemma and it scared the poop out of me. And I set Instagram timers on everything. I was like, I am not going to let this ruin my entire life and I'm not going to become addicted to this machine any more than I already am. And actually, I've been really, I've been actually like honoring it. Like I've been putting the phone down when it says you've been on Instagram for an hour. So anyway, not on work days though. So I am allowed to be on Instagram longer than an hour today. Woohoo. Yay. So what was the question?
Dale. So one, I'll acknowledge that as there is a healthy amount of social media, right? There is some good to come from this. Like we get to be together today, but I also feel you on the needing to have a break and allow ourselves to be screenless. That's a huge thing for us in our team meetings for the Future Perfect Project is we like to just like take a break from the screen.
Absolutely.
Right? It's necessary.
Yeah, it is.
So the question was, where do you identify on the queer spectrum?
I'm super gay. I'm gayest person ever. Gay, 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 gay. Gay, gayer, gayest. Check all the boxes. Gay,
So,
gay, gay.
So not heterosexual then.
Correct. I do not identify as heterosexual today. Pretty sure I won't tomorrow either. But yeah, no, I'm a super gay man.
Oh,
The
beautiful.
gayest.
When did you know that you were queer? that you were gay?
I think I started to suspect around 15 years old, when I started to see those workout magazines. That's how I kind of figured it out when I was a kid. I was like, I really want to read workout magazines. And I'm like, don't really care about working out though at all.
Hmm.
But like, why are these really jacked men wearing really, really small underwear when they're working out? Like, and like Speedos. I'm like, what is this magical magazine that I've discovered? So yeah, workout magazines when I was 15 were a big eye-opening experience for me.
Yeah, it was like home shopping magazines that got me early. It was like, oh wow,
And
look
Abercrombie
at
and
him.
Fitch, that is gay porn. Those
Oh my
Abercrombie and Fitch magazines, those catalogs, if you can get your hand on one of them right now, it is nothing but gay porn.
sold,
It
sold.
is
Yes,
that I
yes.
literally was like, ah! I was like, what am I watching? And like, what are they selling? And then it was on the bags, and then it was on like the ceilings when you walk into the store, and I was like, this is like naked men like playing with footballs. I'm like, how are you like selling clothes? Anyway, whatever. I loved it. Loved
So
it.
what were you like?
Thanks,
What was that
Julia.
like gay boy like growing up in high school? What was that like? Were you out and proud? Were you figuring it out? What was that journey like for you?
No, I was not out and proud. I had no gay people in my life to look up to. Like, I had no one. So I was in the closet, not truly understanding what my sexuality was. I was very confused about my, desires to be with men. I didn't know what that meant. I had literally nothing to look to in my life that was a gay man. Um, so, the only thing I kind of discovered was Queer as Folk on Cinemax. And like I would like watch that like super late at night as I started to enter into my like late teens, and I was like, is that what I am? Like, I'm not quite sure. Like, do I have to like move to Canada and like become a lesbian mom? Like, I don't understand. I was super confused. Um, and so I'm just really grateful that times are not like that for kids anymore. They've got a lot of examples, and they can figure things out a lot earlier than I did. But again, I think everything happens for a reason. I had a beautiful, blessed, wonderful upbringing, and I wouldn't have changed a thing. But I'm very grateful that isn't the way that kids are being raised these days.
I would say you are truly one of those people that people look up to, that people look to as a symbol of being out and proud and gay, 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 super
Gay,
gay,
gay, gay, gay, gay. And it's
gay.
so fun. I'm
And
so glad that I get to be an example for people of like all ages. I've had like because of my time on like as Frankini on Nickelodeon, it's been like so nice to like have like 7-year-old boys like come up to me at like a theme park and be like, my mom said I can wear nail polish because Frankini wears nail polish. Like, cry. Like, that's wild.
that's
So
so
like
beautiful.
it's really nice, and I've been truly blessed to be given the platforms that I've been given. And I'm also truly blessed that I am so unapologetic, because that is something that I've worked super hard for. And I'm really honored and grateful that I get to actually live that truth very loudly every single day. I know it's a
Yeah,
privilege. I know it's a privilege.
yeah, it's a blessing. I can relate, and something I recognize too that we talk to our youth about is being able for them to express themselves, for them finding means to speak their truth and be out and proud in whatever way that looks like. It's some people are like, I would say you and I, who are we can shout from the rooftops, and some people are like
Right.
just quiet queers. People
Yeah.
who like love the sound of a teacup.
My
You know,
boyfriend for is a great example. Like, he is like, I am the pride poster child, and he is very much more like, a quiet gay. He knows, he loves me with all his heart, but it's like he's not a shout from the rooftops kind of guy. And I think that also it's opposites attract. And it is very interesting. I think I have rubbed off on him in our relationship, which has been like really nice to see him actually kind of discover what pride means to him. But it is, yeah, it is very different for each individual. But I like to be the big rainbow glitter queen, because because I can, because I've worked so hard to be able to be. And so not only do I love it and think it's fun, like I also feel like a sense of responsibility of well, Like, I am allowed to be this gay, wonderful, amazing thing. And it is something that I've worked so hard to not adversely affect my career. I have been told many times, like, you should dull it down. And I've been like, absolutely not, I won't. I will fight for that right to shine. So like, because I'm like, this is what I'm born to do this. I'm born to glitter and sparkle and shine. That's why I'm on this planet, and to make other people like take joy out of it,
Yeah.
smile.
Yeah. What is it like for you to have that experience of, coming from a place of not having any gay examples to, becoming one of those people? I'm wondering if you could tell me a little bit about what that experience was like growing up in high school and in your earlier years.
I wonder, just even asking that, when you asked that question, I was like, maybe that is why I feel the obligation and the responsibility to do it, because I didn't have it growing up. Like, so maybe I feel I'm like reacting to the fact that I didn't have a role model to look up to when I was growing up. And so I feel the obligation and the need to be that myself. I just put that together just now. Thanks for that wonderful, amazing question.
Of
Um,
course. Of
what
course.
was it
Anything
like?
to
I
bring
don't know.
up.
I made out with a lot of girls. That's what it was like.
Ah!
Not a golden gay over here. Just a really gay, but not a golden gay.
Yeah, I
Uh,
can relate. I relate.
yeah.
I was in this place where I was extorting people, for the identity of being queer. It was like, or being straight, right? It was like, well, if I'm with her, then I'm not, or and I've had to make amends with so many people of like, thank you for being there for me. I didn't know or see myself, and I realized something that is really important for queer youth, and I'm wondering if you can speak to it, is honesty. What
Mm.
honesty, openness, and willingness looks like for young people, and what that looks like for you. What does being honest about your identity mean to you?
I always say that, like, live your truth. Like, that's the most freeing, beautiful life that you could possibly ever have, is to be able to come out and live your truth. And I know that there's a lot of people out there who come from families that perhaps they don't feel will be accepting of their truth, or they live in communities where it will be frowned upon to live your truth. But my message to them is always like, no, live your truth, and then you'll find your chosen family. Like, you'll find the community that loves you. Like, the LGBTQ plus community is loud, proud, and strong, and we will wrap you in a rainbow umbrella, and in a rainbow flag, and put you under our rainbow umbrella, and shelter you from all of that. And so I think that being your honest, authentic self is very important for you. And as long as you know what you are and aren't afraid of it, and have someone else that you can confide in and that knows you fully, I think you can walk through this earth knowing your true worth and your potential. And I think it will change everything, rather than living in a state of lying and deceit and denial, and sheltering who you truly are from the world. And again, like, maybe it isn't safe to tell the whole world. Maybe it isn't. But try to find someone that you can, and it will just be so unbelievably liberating when you do.
Beautiful. And I'm so glad that you are here to talk about queerness and about accepting oneself and about growing up as queer. It's so meaningful to so many people. And I'm so glad that was your purpose in being here. I'm wondering if there was someone in your life that wrapped you in that rainbow flag and put you under the queer umbrella, if there was someone that you feel like, or someones
Yeah.
who held you.
It was the complete opposite for me. I got wrapped in the rainbow umbrella by my straight fraternity in college. I was Sigma Phi Epsilon in college. It was the straight boys. We were the coolest kids. We were the ones with the dance floor. So I wanted to pledge there. And these straight boys, when I came out to them, were my security blanket. They were the ones that were like, we love you for who you are. Are you crazy? Like, you're our brother. Like, what do we care if you're gay? And I was like, really? I was like, that's amazing. And so I told them before I told my family. Like, they were the first people I came out to as my straight bros. And then I think the true Rainbow Nation umbrella that I got was when I was on Broadway when I got to the Mamma Mia chorus boy dressing room, and it was just a Rainbow Nation. Like we were a really gay ensemble, guys. Like try if you want to know the truth, if you want to find the definition of gay boys, look up the Mamma Mia Broadway ensemble, and you will see the gayest boys you've ever seen in your life. And they truly did. They provided me with like understanding then of what the gay community was, because I didn't have one prior to that. I was out and I was proud, which was awesome, but I didn't have gay friends really until the Broadway community. Yeah, which
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
amazing.
It's
Orfei, I
beautiful.
love you. Speaking of Broadway, we have Broadway legend Orfei in the chat. Shut up. Oh my
Oh
God, I love
my
you,
gosh,
Orfei.
Orphe!
Speaking
Woo!
of Broadway, speaking of gay on Broadway, here she is. She enters with all her gayness.
She's arrived. She has
The queen
arrived.
of sparkles and glitter
Oh
and
my God,
glamour,
yes.
honey.
Yeah. Someone just asked in the chat about them being bi and they don't know how to come out. And I'm wondering if you can speak to that person and just have a conversation about what you would say to someone who is having trouble coming out.
Um, I would say again, like being able to live your authentic truth is this gift that can't be replaced by anything else. So if and the LGBTQ plus community is absolutely here for the bi community as well. And I think that it's become, in my mind, like necessary how supportive we need to be as gay people or people who identify as gay of our bi community, because it is a whole different ball of wax that you would have to deal with than I would have to deal with. It's completely different. But doesn't matter. The thing that unites us is that our sexuality is part of who we are. It's part of what makes us who we are. And if we have to hide that from the people that we love, we're hiding a large part of who we are from people that we love, respect, and trust, and hope that they will do the same. So I would say, start with one person, see how it goes, and just know that if it is a negative thing, that there is a rainbow community out there that will love and support you, and that when you can live your authentic truth, you will find freedom in a way that you currently haven't. So I think go for it. I mean, you just put it into the chat on Instagram, so somebody's got to know, honey.
Yeah. And
Somebody's got
as
to know, and
the
we
huge
love you for it.
encouragement, yeah, the huge encouragement that we make is as long as you feel like you can do so safely in your environment, then find that's beautiful. Find that one
Correct.
person.
Yeah.
I remember Melissa Zock in 8th grade was that girl that I called like 1 o'clock in the morning being like, I think that I'm queer. Well, I said bye at the time. Who knew? Um,
Yeah.
and um, and she was there. She held me, and that's so important. And I'm so glad to hear
Yeah.
it. Someone was also wondering how your family was like when you came out. What kind of
And
support or experience did you have there?
yes. Awesome. Well, before I said that, but also like the nice thing is that there is like this internet and the connectivity of the world. Like I'm just saying, like even if you're only comfortable coming out on Instagram, then great, do that to the people there. You know what I'm saying? Like you can find so many more outlets these days to find like-minded people than you could when I was growing up. We had modem connection. It was
Mm-hmm.
so like that's how I had an AOL chat room and I wasn't coming out as gay in one of those. So yeah, so the technology really is amazing. So anyway, just use that to your advantage. My family was wonderful. I told my sister and she literally was like, okay, do you have a boyfriend? Like it was that simple. It was like, great. So do you have a boyfriend? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, okay, cool. What's his name? Like it was very amazing. She was 11 when I came out to her. So it was a beautiful, amazing experience. And then, with my mom, she was definitely concerned because she's a child of the 80s. So all of her gay friends growing up passed away of AIDS, all of them. So we had to have a very serious conversation, and we had to do some serious research, and we had to talk about it very, like intellectuals. We had to really kind of intellectualize it and really talk about it and break it down because there was, it's what she lived through was horrible. She lived through the AIDS epidemic. So it was really difficult for her. And she wanted to make sure I was safe. That's it. She wanted to make sure I was safe. So once I assured her that I was and that I would be and that we can be and that the community is I can live a very protected life. She was supportive, but it was definitely a little scary for her in the beginning because of her past trauma.
Hmm. I can relate. My parents similarly had that preconception about what being queer was, and lost so many people. And it's interesting to recognize the community that has expanded and grown over the years, and how we, for me, recognizing queer people, queer men who were growing up in the '80s, that like I have such an admiration, such a a respect for people, and I'm wondering if you could speak to us more about the communities that you've built, right? That you were talking about that Broadway community, which is a
Mm.
beautiful thing. And I'm wondering if you could talk to me a little bit about how you create art and what creating art is to you, or performing in work, and creating your own as you do.
Yeah, I mean, it is such a gift to be able to perform and to be an artist and to be a queer artist in the world. I think that it allows us to be so expressive and to, have so much more fun. And in my case, like it just add a little bit more rainbows, laughter, joy, and glitter to the world. And to me, like the queer art community is absolutely what helped me find my identity as a person and want to pursue my own career as a queer artist. Like there's nothing like it. I think our art in general is just so unbelievably powerful. And then, queer art has such a beautiful identity and can inspire such others, that I think it's one of the greatest parts about our society today. And I hope that queer artists become more and more mainstream as we continue to make beautiful pieces of art. And that's my hope. I
Hmm.
think it's definitely happening. We're living in it, and I just want it to continue to go. I want it to continue to happen.
Yeah, we're back in the roaring 20s. It's a renaissance. This is a moment of huge
Yes,
change.
we certainly
And I'm so glad
are.
that you're a part of it, and that you're like steering the queer ship for everyone. It's really beautiful. You just,
Literally,
you,
I am
to
the
me, in
captain.
my experience, yes, you are. I'm the first mate.
I am the captain
Um,
now.
yes, yes. And you just stand so strong as an individual. And I'm wondering if you could talk to people who are struggling with standing in their own shoes. If you can speak
Mm.
to what ground that is for you.
Yeah. I mean, you are worth it. You are incredible. You are beautiful exactly the way that you are, exactly the way that God made you, the way higher power made you, the universe, whatever you choose to use or believe in. Like, you're exactly the way that you are supposed to be. And so when you can step into that power and when you can stop doubting yourself or wanting to be someone else or wishing you were someone else or wishing something about you that's not in your control would change, you will find that you are a powerful, amazing person. That is exactly the way they're supposed to be. And I know that's difficult. That was a journey that I went on, and that took me all sorts of places that were wrong. I went down all the wrong paths before I stepped into my true power and found my own self-worth. So I'm not saying like, oh, okay, great. Like, just do that tomorrow. I understand that it's a journey, but it's a journey that I wish for all of you to be able to take in strength, because it is worth it. It is worth all the difficulties, and it is worth ignoring those negative comments on Instagram, and it is worth working hard with spirituality and whatever it is that's, therapy, whatever you can do in order to unearth, journal, write, meditate, create art in order to understand your own self-worth is already, it's a gift that you already possess, that you just need to step into it.
Mm.
And when you do, it's so powerful. It's so powerful. So I wish that journey for everybody that's watching this right now.
I love that you're willing to acknowledge the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? That like it's not all sunshine and
It's
rainbows,
not
but
all
there's
sunshine and rainbows, honey. Honey, it was darkness and sadness and depression for a long time, and it was alcoholism and drug abuse. Like, I had to go through the fires in order to be reborn into this phoenix, honey. And that is what I have identified with many people that have gone through the same thing. And so that's also another reason why I share about my story about sobriety. I'm for 3 years, 11 months, 1 day sober today. And it has changed my life. It has changed my life, and it has allowed me to shine even brighter. Like, for a long time, I was shining bright, and then I got a little lost. and in my desire to continue to shine bright, even though I wasn't truly actually motivating that through like honest love of myself, I got even further lost. And so it took me having to completely strip all that down, go back to basics, Henny, get completely sober, and now I shine before you once again. But it is a journey and a path, you guys. It really is. But again, that's another reason why I want to be so outspoken and loud and proud, and also about this, not only the gay community, LGBTQIA squared community, but also the sober community as well. It's really important to me.
Ooh, you going there makes this interview that much more fulfilling in terms of the honesty, right? That we were talking about, like what it means to get honest and real with people is so much what we talk about in our workshops, and being able to express our honesty creatively. Really exciting news. We have a summer lineup coming up, which I want to tell you a little bit about before nothing is like, we haven't released the plans, but anyone who's watching is getting a little sneak peek at some of our workshops. We're doing poetry. We're doing a performance arts intensive. We have FP Press coming out, all these different ways in which people can engage creatively. So we suggest that you follow and that you check out our link tree in our bio with all that information. And if you're ever feeling like you're struggling with drugs, alcohol, depression, please check out the Trevor Project. It's an amazing resource, and you can again find a link to that information in our bio.
And SHAMSA, Substance Abuse and Mental Health Hotline.
Excellent. We love the resources. We love the resources. So I'm wondering, as we wrap up, what your perfect future looks like for the world.
Oh boy, for the world, it's definitely more inclusion. It's definitely keeping a Democrat in office. It's definitely adding, please vote for Democratic. It's definitely getting a Democratic Senate and a Democratic House by even more seats in this next coming election. We need people that look like us in the tops of our government, in the tops of our businesses, and the tops of the corporate American structures. So we need to get allies at the top of these things so that the rest of the LGBTQ world can be populated, so that we get more a representation of diversity in all the different levels of government and in corporate America. Because right now it's just everyone, is a straight white man, and we can't have that. And the only way that we can change it is by seeking out those allies and bringing them over to our side. So you guys, the word ally is so important. So if you're on here and you do not identify as LGBTQ plus, please identify as an ally, and please try to help people in our community get more representation and get higher placed jobs and positions in this government and in this society, because we need it and we deserve it.
Ooh, almost lost you there.
You went.
I was like, woo! So what I will say too is, for those of you who are watching, you can be that person in that boardroom one day. You can be that person. You can be the next or the first queer president of the United States if you want to be.
Come on.
We are here to support you. Frankie is here to support you. Check out more information about the Future Perfect Project in our bio. Check out the amazing resources that we have available. And Frankie, I love you so much. I just think this time together is just so meaningful to me, and I cannot thank you enough for sharing honestly, vulnerably, and being willing to utilize your voice to improve and benefit the lives of queer youth that work with the Future Perfect Project. It means so much to me.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so glad that we finally got this talk on the books. It was absolutely beautiful and perfect. And anything you need in the future, you let me know. Anything you need in the Future Perfect Project, you let me know. My mom is here. She said it beautifully said. Hi, Mom. I love you so much.
Oh, beautiful. Love you, Mom.
Love you, Mom. See you later.
And I can't say enough how many people in the chat were just pouring love on you. There's so much love around you. And
I've been reading. I love you guys so much. Thank you.
Full circle, full circle. You're giving back what has been given to you, and it's so respected and appreciated. You have a wonderful rest of your night, and cherish the people you love, and do something kind for someone that you love. Everyone who's watching, okay? Have a great night.
Cherish the faith, always having you here by my side. I want to sing it, cherish the joy. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Look it up, it's Madonna.
Madonna, checking it out.